Good, happy Saturday morning. It's Saturday, April 6th, 2024. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Saturday morning edition of WRMK News 12 Morning Newscast. We got a lot of news to get to this Saturday morning, so let's get started right now. First up, state police responding to Hampstead Hospital. State police have confirmed several troopers are responding to Hampstead Hospital Friday night. Authorities said the situation is under control and there are no injuries. State police did not confirm what led to the response. Hampstead Hospital is the state's only secure psychiatric hospital for children and young adults. News 9 Investigates has uncovered several incidents of assault at Hampstead Hospital, including 2 staff members who were taken to the hospital following multiple assaults back in March. Authorities said both staff members needed medical treatment. Hampstead police also confirmed 13 calls were made in response to multiple other incidents at the hospital back in February and early March. We will keep you updated as more information becomes available on what happened on Friday night. Now let's get to other news as well. Utility crews work to restore power to tens of thousands in New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that report from WRMK News 9.
It's not usually quite this bad, but it is what it is.
Thousands heading into the weekend without heat, hot water, and electricity, as companies like Eversource and New Hampshire Electric Co-op work around the clock to restore power across the Granite State. Jeannie Covart says she and some of her neighbors lost power during the height of Thursday's storm.
Went out about 7 a.m., I guess. The wind was howling pretty bad all night. We got up, no power. We have a generator for that reason. This happens probably once every 3 to 5 years.
Power companies say their field crews have been working around the clock and traveling through hazardous conditions left from the storm, especially in rural communities.
This is a tricky situation with the number of trees that are down, just trying to get around and access some of this damage.
I took a drive up before to see what was going on. I'm like, whoa. It was bad when the tree was there. It was entirely on the road, and I said, okay, so that's what the problem is.
And they say their multi-day outage restoration plans go beyond the people you see in line trucks.
And there's people in the back office or the corporate offices here that switch and tag, make safe work clearances for people to be able to safely restore power. But then there's all the logistics, materials, the fuel, the lodging, the feeding, to keep people working to restore power as fast as humanly possible.
They're encouraging people to stay away from downed wires and to be patient while they work to get the lights back on. But you're doing okay? You're getting by?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Good.
We live in New Hampshire. We live free or die here.
And another reminder tonight, if you are using a generator right now, make sure it's not inside the home or even inside your garage. Experts say it should always be a few feet away from the home. We're live in Bedford tonight. Imani Fleming, WNUR News 9.
Start clean with the power of Clorox. Because...
Or getting that deposit back.
Happens.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Hospital state agencies preparing for influx of visitors for the upcoming eclipse. Let's take a listen to that report from WRMK News 9.
Well, we certainly don't want anyone, to delay or avoid seeking medical care should they need it. This weekend and Monday's event isn't unlike our approach to, vacation weeks or other times of year where we expect additional individuals in our area.
An extra special celestial event bringing an influx of people means more hands on deck to make sure everyone gets the help they need.
Our emergency department and our urgent care centers, those respective areas, the leaders over those areas and our clinical leaders have talked at length about, what to expect, how to handle additional volumes.
Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center, the state's only level 1 trauma center, says they are ready and have the ability to rapidly activate staff, adding they encourage everyone to travel safe, pack food and water, and be ready for delays on the roads.
I kind of imagine it's something like leaving a Patriots game or something. Everyone's going to be kind of leaving the North Country all at once. But
with the narrow path of totality running through New Hampshire's rural towns, the state has mobile medical units on hand. Some towns bringing in extra first aid stations, and local businesses helping to plan ahead with extra food, water, and bathrooms.
We've had meetings with the local businesses in the chamber up there. We've had presentations for them, letting them know that this could be the busiest time that you've ever seen up here.
And Fish and Game asking visitors to stick to the main roads and avoid hiking trails, adding if you want to visit the mountains, come back and do it another time. In the studio, Marissa Tansino, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. A strong earthquake in New Jersey was felt across parts of New Hampshire yesterday. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
There has been a whole lot of shaking going on in New Jersey after a magnitude 4.8 earthquake knocked photos right off the wall of this home. Check out this video too, the shaking in the playpen area. This was the moment the quake hit. This was 10:23 this morning. Now the epicenter of that quake was in Lebanon, New Jersey, but it is 195 miles, just to the nearest point of the New Hampshire border. It was definitely felt here. In fact, look at this. These are all the cities and towns where News 9 viewers emailed us to say they felt the shaking, everywhere from Ashland to Westmoreland and everywhere in between. They're scenes you'd expect from California, but not New Jersey. A magnitude 4.8 earthquake hitting the Garden State Friday morning.
I called my mom. I was like, Mom, is this an earthquake? She started screaming. She's like, get outside, get outside. And all my neighbors were outside.
The epicenter about 50 miles west of New York City. The shaking even seen from this camera atop the Statue of Liberty. There are limited reports of damage and little to no injuries. But the quake was felt hundreds of miles away, even here in northern New England.
So it is not a surprise to me at all that many Granite Staters felt the earthquake this morning.
New Hampshire state geologist Dr. Shane Chicky tells News 9 that's because the faults on this side of the U.S. are older. So quakes send their energy much further than those out west.
Our rocks were formed between 200 to 500 million years ago, so our rocks are older. They're colder than the rocks out on the west coast.
And while the Granite State gets much smaller quakes regularly, Chicky says some bigger ones have hit as well, but it's impossible to predict where or when.
Back in 1982, we had the 4.7 earthquake west of Laconia, and we had the 5.8 earthquake in Tamworth back in 1940.
So it can happen here. Now, there have been multiple aftershocks from today's quake, including a magnitude 4.0 that hit just before 6 o'clock tonight, but it appears that one was not felt anywhere near as widely.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Rennie's newest Maine adventure opens in Bangor, Maine. Let's take a listen to that report from News Center, Maine.
Rennie's has opened its new location in Bangor today, and Mainers in the greater Bangor area will not have to travel far to go check out the new spot.
Grand opening delayed a little because of the storm yesterday, but News Center Maine's Ryan Wooten tells us today how Mainers feel about that new location and what they left with.
standing elbow to elbow in a crowd of customers ready to shop at the new Rennie's location in Bangor.
Welcome, how are you today?
It's Holly Margaritas that you'll see at the welcoming table, greeting you with a big smile that doesn't cost a thing.
Rennie's have been trying to get into Bangor for a long time, and we just needed to wait for the right place to open up for us.
Although Rennie's doesn't sell margaritas, Margaritas says if you can't find it at Rennie's, you probably don't need it.
I got books here, learning books for my great-grandchildren, and I got an outfit because I had nothing to wear to church this Sunday, and I got some cups because I like a lot of tea.
Even though store owners pushed the grand opening back one day, hoping to keep customers from coming out during Maine's spring nor'easter, Mainers in Bangor leave co-owner Adam Rennie in a shock.
I'm definitely surprised there's more people than I thought were going to show up to this, and they're still coming in, which is great.
Packing the store out for the grand opening.
8 years ago, we did our Wyndham store, and this is by far way more than of a crowd than when we opened that store.
Customers are thrilled and giddy.
I'm so excited. I got here like 2.5 hours early, parked outside a little.
Sharing their excitement to go on a Maine adventure, but this time in Bangor.
We usually travel to all the other Rennies as an adventure, but now it's in our hometown and we're so pleased.
And leaving feeling welcomed.
I will be back.
In Bangor.
Thank you so much for coming.
Riley Wooten, News Center, Maine.
Okay, and there you go on that report. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into your weather now. And here's a check of your weather from meteorologist Matt Honing from WMUR News 9.
In a time of the year where northern New Hampshire generally sees a lot of clouds, we are really hitting the jackpot here when it comes to the eclipse on Monday. Lots of sun, just a couple of high, thin clouds drifting in here late in the day, but that should not really have much of an impact on the experience. And on top of that, it's going to be really comfortable to be outside with temperatures in the 50s to near 60 in many spots. This is a look at the path of totality across the U.S. And just to give you some scope as to how lucky we are, look at all the clouds that'll be over parts of Texas and Arkansas during the time of the eclipse. There may be some holes in the overcast in Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, and even to our neighbors just west of us in Pennsylvania and New York, likely a deck of clouds over the eastern Great Lakes on Monday afternoon. But right here in northern New England, look at this window of clear skies. The weather simply just could not be better for northern New Hampshire on Monday afternoon. And again, some of these high, thin, wispy clouds drifting in from the west will really not have much of an impact on the experience. So if you can head up north into the path of totality, do so. The weather is looking tremendous, and it seems like there's going to be a big turnout for us here in northern New England. A far cry from where we're at this weekend. Kind of gloomy over the Milford Oval still, where the temperature is 36. We have clouds, we have a few sprinkles and light showers working through southern New Hampshire, and we have a gusty breeze making things feel that much colder and simply just very raw out there this morning. That same area of low pressure responsible for our nor'easter a few days ago still spinning over the Gulf of Maine, and as a result the pattern is still fairly unsettled. We do have some flakes flying in the Mount Washington Valley this morning. Effingham, Freedom, over into Madison, Albany, seeing a little bit of light snow that even extends into the western White Mountains. Campton and Plymouth about to get in on some light snow showers early on. Same is true along the Route 2 corridor from Jefferson over to Shelburne and Gorham, seeing some flakes from time to time, as are the higher peaks of the White Mountains. And really, it's going to be a great day to get out and do some spring skiing if you're into that, with even another inch or two of fresh snow on the way for the White Mountains. Elsewhere, we warm up above freezing today as temperatures actually get into the 40s this afternoon. So south of the mountains, it is just simply scattered rain showers through much of our Saturday. The breeze stays active, gusts anywhere between 20 and 25 miles per hour coming in out of the north, and the wind will subside some later on today. Anytime today, there could be a risk of a passing shower or mountain snow shower, but a lot of this activity largely winds down this evening. I think we sneak in a mostly dry day tomorrow, except for maybe a spot sprinkle, and there should be more bright skies in between some of the clouds and showers on Sunday afternoon. Tonight, 20s north, near freezing elsewhere. Still a lot of clouds hanging around, but a few more breaks of sun tomorrow means temperatures should get back into the upper 40s and lower 50s. And if that's not good enough, check out the forecast for Monday and Tuesday. We should see temperatures up near 60 in many areas. A mild start to the work week, but by Tuesday, an ocean breeze means it's a bit cooler along the coastline. More clouds arrive Wednesday with our next chance for rain late week.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
Fiber.
Okay, and that is a look at your weather, and that does it for this morning edition of WRMK News 12. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you for tuning in.